Good evening. This is Cab, here to drive you crazy, and welcome back to Cab's Family's channel. And this is going to be an exciting little bit of news to share with you today. Obviously, you've read the title of this video, but I have finally able to file out my 13A visa. Something that basically took an entire journey since I've gotten here, with a little bit of delays, unfortunately, and a little bit of hiccups on the way. But ultimately, I'll just run back through what exactly got me to this point. So I got here October 24th of 2020, and from that point forth, I had 59 days to basically extend my visa stay. After the 59 days of being here on my tourist visa, I was able to get my ACRI card, and I have that until December 22. And from that point, I could start actually working on a lot of the other little things necessary to get done. One of the biggest things that necessarily had to be done for this 13A visa was my NBI clearance, and that one was a requirement between my ACRI card plus my passport on my extension of stay to be here. And unfortunately, that was the one that really kind of backlogged me a little bit, because it took almost 3 months for that NBI clearance to finally get through. And then all the other little things that finally got around to saying, oh, okay, we have to make sure that the letter for the commissioner was taken care of, the forms for the actual visa itself, the affidavits necessary to be filed by an attorney and notarized for it to be authorized to go, and all of it, which I had finally gotten taken care of and was able to file it yesterday. The one interesting thing that was announced about it, which is the fact that typically you're supposed to go in for 3 meetings. The first one where you're actually turning in your paperwork, the second one where you get called back in to do the interview, and then the third one is when you're actually going back to get your stamp and get your ACRI card for your extension, for your probationary period of the 1 year first time. So luckily we got it all done. They did say though that they are not going to be continuing with the face-to-face interviews. So basically what you have to do is just fill out a new questionnaire that they will give to you, and then you also get that notarized by the attorneys, excuse me, and be able to have that taken care of as well. So ultimately they said by the end of August of this year I should be able to have my my probationary 1 year 13A visa of permanent residency. So after the first year I will be able to go back. We'll pretty much have to do the exact same thing, and I will be trying to see if I can figure out how to do the editing for this to be able to display this right now for you guys to be able to read over what exactly necessary to be taken care of, as well as what necessarily will have to be done for the next time in 1 year. After the 1 year probation time period, and after I refile all this paperwork again, I will be notarized as a permanent resident citizen of the Philippines. Only thing that I will necessarily do is have to check in every single year, at least around the time period that I receive my visa. So about late August is when they are saying that I should be getting it, and they typically say it's about like a 300 peso fee that you will have to pay every single year for residing here. But then also my ACRI card, which will have to be renewed also by the 1 year probation, but the ACRI card will be approval of up to 5 years before I would have to file to renew that one again as well. But let me just go over a little bit of what was some of the the new way of the 13A conversion because this was something that was different from someone else that I had followed up to get some of this information for. His name was the G5 family. I'll actually leave his homepage, Facebook, in the descriptions, because without his help on, you know, sharing and explaining what he has gone through to be able to get where he is, I would have probably not been able to do half of what I thought was necessary to get done before actually going in. But this one is kind of a newer one because we are facing a different situation with this, you know, GCQ lockdowns and all that. But this is basically what it says. The first one is the affidavit of guarantee, the notarized question and answer form, which is the new thing instead of going in for that second time for the interview, the joint letter to the commissioner from the applicant and petitioner, the duly accomplished CGAF form, so the 13A visa, the marriage certificate issued by the PSA, and I won't stress this enough to say for this one, the next one being the birth certificate of the petitioner, have to be original copies from PSA. You can make your copies, but the one that is going to be given for your actual filing has to be originals from the PSA. You can't send them in any kind of photocopied issues. The photocopies of the passport of my bio page, as well as my administrations of stay, and they say all of it from the very first time you've ever showed up to the Philippines, and including the ones that I have currently. My MBI clearance, a photo of my spouse's ID, and the BI's clearance certificate. So just to give you a quick idea of what they are looking for, kind of just look to get like a legal size folder, typically what they will always ask for, and then they want it to be where you're gonna have it's submitted like this, you know, where you're gonna have it punctured, and then you just go through all the things exactly in the order that you do when you are turning it in. That would be the best way for them to receive it. That's exactly how they want to receive it, because they want to be able to know that all they need to do is just go through it, flip, 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 read it all through. One thing that I will commend on, though, which was something that was not really explained, but I will at least share what I have to share on this. All this original information that you have here, you will need at least 7 copies. The one of the originals, and then 6 photocopies. And it sounds like it's such a crazy thing to say, like 7 copies, but that's exactly how much we needed. It will probably say more like 6, but I'll say, because if you are having to do, you know, going through the attorney to have all your stuff approved and notarized, they keep one of those folders as well, as long as it's one of the, you know, photocopied versions. So that's why I'm saying at least 7, because the first one, again, goes to the attorneys. 3 of them are going to be the ones that are the original copies with the 2 photocopies, and then you will need another additional 3 that will eventually have a little bit more information that you would have to do, which includes, after having the original 3 taken care of, for you to actually get a receipt after paying for your 13A visa approval. Go and get those, about 3 photocopies, as well as your certificate of clearance, once again from the actual approval of the 13A visa, and then do a completely separate forms just like this one, where again you're gonna get it where it's gonna say received with the stamp, and then you're gonna get, you know, your new receipt of paying for it, as well as any other of the other clearance forms that were necessary for you, and then again you're just going to have all your other prints that will be filed along with it. There is another form that will be given with you with the questionnaire to show exactly how that one is going to be set up, but the first one that I will send, or at least display for you, whether it be in the time period that I said it was, or maybe at the end of this video if I can't figure out how to put it in screen. I'm not exactly the best at editing that way, but it's just to show you guys this is kind of the newest way. And again, this is August 10th today, and I had filed it the other day, August 9th. So this is how they are expecting it to be done for at least this modern day time, because the video that I had shared in the description, the guy had done his a year prior and was going to go for his actual full approval of the residency. So his information is still very much appreciated. This is just the newest way that they want to do it. And again, the other three forms, excuse me, that I kind of forgot to mention them, was actually for your ACRI card. So once again, the first three is going to be necessary for your visa, and then the other three with the receipts and approval certificate all refiled is for your ACRI card to then be set up for what won't say tourist on it but actual resident. So that is just all I have to really share about this. Thank you very much for watching this, and I won't lie to say it is a journey. It is pretty crazy to know exactly how much time, how much effort is necessary. Obviously it could have been done a lot quicker, especially if that NBI clearance went through a lot faster, but at the exact same time, one thing I will say about this, expect to have a lot of money be put into this. I would say everything from like the extensions to the getting the ACR card, the NBI clearance, the visas itself, the notorieties from the attorneys, everything I would say in a cumulative altogether came out to be about 35,000 pesos. So it is a lot of money to have to get this done, all in all and together. Now, unfortunately, I had to do an extra extension, which is why my set was a little bit more expensive. It doesn't necessarily have to be the exact same way for you, but it is just one of those where you get it done, you file it out. Just be patient with everyone who works at the BI, because they are there to help you. Don't get so upset about little things that could be so bothersome, because to me, I went about it in the nicest manner and went through everything. They just had to explain a few things that needed to either be done or corrected, or and just go with it, because they are there to help you. They're not going to just try and push you away. They want to make sure that if you're going to do this, that you are taking the time and effort to do it. They will help you out with it. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching this video. Please leave a like on this video to help get this video put out a little bit more for other people who could need the help for this. And of course, I got my little subscription button right here if you want to continue on with the Cab's family journey. And of course, my name is Cab, and I'm here to drive you crazy. Aloha, God bless, take care.